Right. The next question is about the rise of Muslim hate crime in London. It's in the name of Assembly Member Qureshi.
Yeah, thanks, Murad. It is absolutely right that faith-hate offences generally have increased in the last 3 years, including Islamophobic hate crime, and there was a spike in that following the murder of drummer Lee Rigby in May 2013. We are obviously working very hard to reassure local communities, to make sure that people feel safe, that to know that everybody is being looked after, and to make it clear that London absolutely deplores any such crime. I mean, I've got some slightly confused figures here, because I'm also told that there's been a fall in Islamophobic hate crime recently. So we're trying to dig into why there's a confusion.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And whilst I'm right, I will acknowledge that there is probably a general increase in faith hate crime. I'm just asking specifically on Muslim hate crime. And it's, I mean, if you go by the recent BBC reports, they suggested it's increased by about 65%. And you're right, I think that the figures are being disputed by the Met, but I've waited a year before I've said anything on this issue. And I don't want to kind of argue about the figures. I just want an honest and frank discussion about the reality and what we can do to stop the trend. What I really want to know is what concrete and tangible actions you're taking to address this issue. My nose tells me that in places like the Edgware Road...
What tells you?
My nose tells me in places like the Edgware Road, it's not just the indigenous population, it's probably also tourists that are being affected by this. And I think I just want to be reassured that the Met acknowledges this and is seeking to address it.
Yes, I mean, the picture is very mixed. I'm looking at the victims of Islamophobic hate crime across London, and the figure of 65% increase I don't recognise. Actually, you know, there seems to be according to this year, there's been a 1% decrease, which doesn't really, you know, cohere with what you and I both think about what is going on. What we have is 500 specialist hate crime investigators in the MPS. We've got dedicated community safety units, hate crime community safety units across London. They work with mosques, they work with everybody in that they can in the Muslim community to try to tackle the problem. But the most important way to do it is to make it is for us as you know, to make it clear as Londoners that we absolutely will not tolerate discrimination against Muslims in any way, and this is something that is odious and not part of our lives, and we reject it, and we come down very hard on it. And the Muslim community makes an absolutely extraordinary contribution to London.
Yeah. You don't need to convince me, it's the public out there. Can I just emphasise two aspects?
Yes, but sometimes these things are worth saying.
Yeah, that's true. There are two aspects. I mean, there's no doubt a lot of it is aimed at women. The perpetrators, by and large, are men, and it's being targeted at visible Muslim women. And I just want to be sure you're aware of that, and that if you don't have the time to respond now, if you could write to me addressing that issue, it would be very useful.
That is interesting. That's not part of the details I have about that. I'm not aware of that phenomenon, but I'll dig into it and see what information we can provide.
Thank you. And the other aspect is, I suspect, and this is being backed up by academic research, that there is a fair amount of underreporting, like other types of crime, sexual and whatever. There has been a recent study done by Teesside University, which showed clearly there were about 700-odd incidences over a 9-month period between 2013 and 2014. and they concluded that under-reporting
In London.
remains a challenge in analysing
Right.
the crime data, particularly for hate crime. Again, I suspect you're not going to be able to respond, but if you could ask the Commissioner or MOPAC to meet me or write to me in order to outline their course of action, I'd be most grateful.
Yes, I mean, I will certainly do that. I mean, you mentioned the Edgware Road. This year we saw a 30% decrease in Islamophobic offending in the Edgware Road because we led a specific operation there. And one of the interesting things actually has been the way we thought there might be a spike in this Islamophobic type of Islamophobic incidents following the jihadi John videos and that kind of thing, and actually that did not happen. Yeah. And it's wonderful that actually Londoners are, the people are making the distinction between Islam and this foul perversion of Islam that is publicised by terrorists.
Thank you.